Everybody, welcome to our Global Business Social. My name is Patty White-Eye, and I'm super excited that you guys have taken some time out of your Sunday night to be with us and to hear our very, very special guest. I'm here with Brittany Cleveland and Monty Lee Iveson, and we do this every Sunday night, and we are so excited to share a whole bunch of different stories with you of people who are finding success with Monate. And hopefully you get some, well, I know for sure you're going to get value out of this tonight, because at the very least, you're going to be super inspired by our guest. So make sure if you're a guest that you drop your name in the comments so you can get in our draw. And I am going to introduce you to Sunshine. And I just want to, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sunshine. Give me 1 second here. I've got it. So Sunshine is a mom of two. She was very shy and didn't have a lot of confidence, but she's overcome many obstacles and failed forward to turn her dreams into reality. She was able to quit her job to work from home full-time with Monate, having the time freedom to be with her family, and she's always dreamed of that. So I am going to let her take it away.
Hi, well, thank you, Patty. I'm so excited to be here tonight, you guys. I actually just got out of the shower. We spent a day in the snow and I used the berry scrub tonight. I don't have any makeup on or anything because my face feels like heaven. So I'm super excited for whoever wins that tonight. So I have to start by sharing the first time that I ever watched something like this. I was like, wow, that is so cool for her. Like, I could never be one of those successful people. I could never be like her. I am quiet. I am shy. I have like little confidence. I'm not like a people person. I didn't have a big, huge group of friends. I didn't have a big, huge social media following. I thought that would be nice, that would be great, but I could never be one of those successful people. So right in the beginning, I put these limitations on myself, but after I had my son, I had this just burning desire to be home with my kids. But we were a two-income family, and I actually had a really great career. I worked in the school district for 10 years. I had a job that I loved. I had good benefits. I loved the people. We made an impact in the community, and it was amazing. Like, I had no complaints about my job. But as being a mom and the thought of dropping kids off, I'm sorry, I have a little kitten that got in here and she's wild. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. So the thought of just having to take my kids and dropping them off at daycare was like heartbreaking, you know? And I'm sure maybe some of you moms know, like, I mean, I had to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. And so to be out of the house by like 6:15, 6 o'clock, to drop the kids off at daycare, you know, and have that time to hear them cry and scream, like, it brings me chills and tears to my eyes just thinking about it, because it was heartbreaking, you know? And then to go and work an 8-hour day, they ended up being in daycare for like 9 hours, you know? And by the time I left my house to by the time that you get home from work, you're talking about like a 10-hour day, at least, away from your home and away from your kids. And so, you know, when my daughter was, when she was in daycare, I experienced that. And it was like heartbreaking to hear, oh, your daughter took her first steps. You know, they would try and keep that kind of stuff from me, but it was after my son that I was like, I just don't want to miss out on these magical moments anymore, you know? And so when I had a friend of mine introduce me to something like this, I actually have done a few other companies like this before Monate, and that's where these stories thought that I could never be one of those people. But I'm so grateful for her because she opened up my eyes to what was possible. Even though I told her I'm never going to sell anything because I'm not a salesperson, right? I just, hearing the stories of people, it really painted a picture of what was possible. And so, kind of a long story short, I failed. I had that company actually went out of business. I did another company and I failed at that. I actually don't believe in failure. I believe that failure is a good thing. We fail forward. The only way to fail is if you just completely give up. And I want to just say something to all of you tonight before I go any deeper. If you have a dream or a goal or something within you, please, 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 please don't give up on that or yourself, because I truly believe that God placed those wishes or those goals or those dreams within us because we are 100% capable and able of achieving them. And far too often we play small, like myself for so long, thinking that I didn't know enough people, I was shy, I could not be like her, I wasn't good enough. I had all of these stories and these restrictions as to why this wouldn't work for me, right? But I have to tell you, as many of these negative thoughts that I had in my head, I had more in my heart, this yearning desire to be home with my kids. I wanted to make a change for my family. Being with, as a child growing up, my parents divorced when I was in 6th grade. And we went from having it all, the family and the home and all of that, to like them now, my parents just didn't care anymore. So we went to living, food stamps and apartments, and we didn't get to travel or do anything like that. And I wanted more for my kids. I wanted to be that mom that could enjoy those moments, watch them walk and teach them, all of the things. And I believe that God gave us this beautiful world to experience. And I wanted to be able to travel and enjoy it and have that time freedom. Money, yes, is one thing. I mean, we need it, right? To pay our bills and to do the things. And the more money you have, the more you can give, the more you can explore, the more you can live, right? Money definitely does not buy happiness. Because even as a child, growing up with food stamps and divorced parents and all of that, we still had happiness, don't get me wrong, but we didn't really get to live life, if that makes sense. So here I am, this mom, and I wished for more. That would be great, but right. And there came a time where I just felt God calling me to do this, saying, Sunshine, you can. And it was actually in some of the hardest times of my life when I 100% committed to myself and these dreams and these burning desires that were within me. I had just lost my father in an accident. My marriage was upside down. Our financial situation was horrible. My health was no good at all. But I said, Sunshine, here's like a turning point. Either you get to choose to be a victim of your circumstances, or you get to choose to rise up, become better, and shine brighter, because God is like pulling you towards this opportunity of what is possible. And when I decided to get out of my head, stop with these stories and these negative beliefs, and that's all that it is. We create these stories and these limiting beliefs. Nobody told me, Sunshine, you're shy. Sunshine, you're not as good as she is. Well, I actually have had people tell me a lot of negative things. So a lot of that has been overcoming things as well. But I know that just like you, I'm a perfect child of God, and I am 100% capable and able of achieving all that He planted within my heart, just as you are as well. And so when I decided to just start listening to my heart and drown out the noises of the outside world, stop worrying about what everybody else was going to think about me, stop worrying about what if I fail, and start questioning myself and asking myself, what if I try? What if I give it my all? What if I start to believe? What if? Right? Like, you don't know unless you try, unless you do. You know what I mean? And so from that moment of, I first had spent years of trying to be successful, hoping that I could be one of those successful people. But the moment that I decided, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I told my husband, and I'm like, babe, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to replace my income. I'm going to be home with the kids. He's like, why don't you see if you could pay the power bill? Well, long story short, I did that, and then I paid the house payment, and then it went on. But this was actually with another company. That company I ended up walking away from a substantial amount of income because I could not align with their values. But what I did there was I proved to myself that I can do whatever I put my mind to. So when I found Monate, actually 2 years ago this month is when I joined, I simply wanted a non-toxic product. Now, by this time, I've had failures in companies, and I've also had success. And I was with another company for 2.5 years that I was doing okay, but something was missing. So I simply wanted non-toxic products for my family. I heard what you put on your scalp and your skin is absorbed into your body within 26 seconds. And I wanted something that I could put on my children and not have to worry about health issues. Being someone that has struggled with many health issues, I wanted to remove those toxins. So I tried the products. I love the products. Then, like the person that I signed up with, Emily, she didn't even know that I was interested in the business. I started researching, I started digging deep. I consider myself at this time to be, pretty smart businesswoman when it comes to the industry. So I really looked into Monat because it made sense to me. I've sold a multitude of different things and had that success and had those failures. But when I thought about this, I'm like, well, here I am wanting a clean product for my family. I know that the world, more and more people are consciously aware of the products that they use. So a clean product made sense, right? And even if it's not a clean product, it's shampoo. Everybody washes their hair. So unlike other things that I've done here, we're not asking people to change their lifestyle, right? You're just up leveling your products to products that are legit going to transform your hair. I mean, that's a whole nother story, y'all. My hair used to be oily at the roots, dry and brittle. I mean, this is like 10 minutes out of the shower, air dry, half blow dried hair, and we're done. My hair and my skin has never looked so good. That is just amazing. But when I started looking at the company, I was so impressed with everything beyond the products, beyond the fact that it's a consumable product. Everybody washes their hair. There's not competition. There's nothing that does what these products can do. But then I started thinking, okay, because this is an income for me. So I wanted to know more about that. So as I looked at Monat, I looked at the comp plan and it seemed too good to be true. In a previous company, I actually had earned the car program. And when I saw what you had to do with Monat, I'm like, there's got to be a catch here. There totally has to be a catch because it was almost a third of the amount of what I had to do before. So, but there was no catch, you guys. I could not believe it once I finally just decided, you know what? This company made sense. Within 8 months, I was fully qualified for a Cadillac. I mean, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Like, it was just crazy to me. But what for me, so I knew the product I could stand behind that I loved. I knew that it made sense. I knew that the company was newer, right? Right now, we're just 6 years old, and I started when they were 4 years old. And so we're still ground floor. We are still growing and in crazy momentum. But I started going deeper, and what I found really touched my heart, and that is what was missing in my life, and that I yearn for more. Is that the company of Monat is like founded on faith and family and gratitude. And when I heard that they were a family owned company and I heard the story of the owners, it really had my heart. And I heard that they're not just about pushing a business. They're not just about pushing a product. One time I heard our president Stewart say, we are very concerned about healthy aging, but we are obsessed with making an impact in the world. And that like had me at hello. So I am completely in love with everything that Monat stands for, the culture, the gratitude program, the fact that they give back literally tens of thousands of dollars to every single community that we are in for any kind of event. We are always making an impact. But to come into a company like this, and within my first year, I actually earned a fully paid trip to stay in this gorgeous suite for my husband and I in Cancun. And now, mind you, my husband had been seeing me with other companies and stuff. And when we were there in Cancun, there were 2 hotels full. Every single person that you walked by was there paid for. Okay. But here's what was the coolest thing. There were people 18, 19, early 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know how much, if we go into the 70s or not, but every single age bracket you can think of, every single lifestyle you can think of. There was no clickiness. There was no, oh, those are the successful people. Oh, those are the owners over there. Everybody mixing and mingling and hello and loving you for who you are, not what you did. And all of us were there 100% on Monat's dollar. I mean, when we checked out of that hotel, my husband's like, there is something. They're going to charge us for the fees, the taxes, the something. When they clipped off our bracelets and said, have a flight home, he's like, are you kidding me? Like, we fully just stayed here for free, babe. I'm like, you're welcome. Way much more than the power bill, right? So anyways, my story basically is that I am no different than you. I am no different than anyone. I am someone who chose to drown out the noises of the outside world. I chose to get over my own fears, even in the hardest times of my life. If you're going through hell, don't stop and build a house. right? Don't stop and hang out on the problems that are going on. Stay focused on the solution. Let your heart and soul's deepest desires drive the way. And I will tell you in this moment that it's not going to be easy. It is simple in what we do, but you have the biggest support system of upline, downline, sideline, the companies, people to love you for who you are. If you want to come into this company and just hang out because you want community, I have my people on my team that are just here for positive people in their life. I have people on the team that want to be a part of something bigger, to be a part of the gratitude programs. Some people that are here for the income, others that are here for the free trips. And that is the beauty. Like we aren't here to pressure you to do anything. And that is one of the coolest things, because I have felt that pressure and that expectation. And so the fact that I knew that I didn't have to do anything and that people would love me for who I am, not what I did, right? But yet I had products that made sense, and I had a business opportunity that could legitimately change my family's financial future and give us the time freedom that we always dreamt of. Like, why not? And so as I look back, I've been doing a lot of reflecting today. And in just 2 years, you guys, ah, my life has changed in every way. Every way. For 2020, for many, many people has been hard. A very, very hard year, right? But I truly believe that the struggles are an opportunity for us to grow and learn and gain strength and become better, right? For us to be humbled, and we have to find the blessings, right? There's always a message and some beauty amongst the craziness that we go through, and we have to learn to find beauty in the chaos. But because of Monade, I've been able to be home with my kids as they had to homeschool. I have no idea what we would have done. I have nobody around that could have watched my kids if I had a job. I've been able to book family vacations and not have to worry about pinching pennies and counting quarters, and being able to say yes to sports and the things that once were never possible for me as a child. I get to say yes for my kids. And so my story is that you can have, do, and be whatever your heart and soul desires when you choose to listen to your heart and you get out of your head. You stop playing small, because I believe this is more than shampoo. Shampoo and our skincare and now our amazing wellness is just the products that we love to share. But it truly sets my soul on fire to see other people realize their potential and just give it a try. But remember this, you will fall, but you have to get back up again and again and again and again. And it sounds so silly, but I take it back to thinking about when I was teaching my kids how to walk or how to ride a bike. They didn't fall down one time and that was it. They were done and they gave up, or even 2 or 3 or 4 times. You just do it again and again and again and again. It's not a matter of if you will be successful. It's a matter of when you will be. And I know that if you say yes to this, that you will be loved for who you are. You will be like in for such an amazing ride, because the coolest thing is like now here 2 years in to look back and be like, wow, Sunshine, my life is 100% different in just 2 years. You guys, just 2 years. You don't need to have all the time in the world. You don't need to be a professional of anything. I was a plain Jane when it came to my hair, but I found people that love me and a business opportunity, and here we are. My life will never be the same. And so just like Patty and the others on the call here, like we are passionate about sharing this and letting people know what's possible, because if it is for me, it is for you. So thank you so much for having me share. That's my story.
Sunshine, thank you so, so much for sharing. I'm like misty, like I've got tears, and I love listening to your story. I have a question for you, and I don't know if Brittany might have one and Monty Lee might have one too, but I have a quick question for you, because I know that you were more of a shy person before, and so many people feel, even watching somebody come on and tell their story, they're thinking, I could never do this. I could never get in front of people. I could never share like this. Can you tell them, how do you start when it feels scary? Because we all did it. We all started, we all figured out a way, and it was kind of different for everybody. But what advice could you give them?
this might sound silly to some of you, but I tell you that one of the biggest things that's truly changed my life is affirmations and journaling. I mean, there are statistics and studies that prove that when you take things out of your head and you write them on a piece of paper, the chances of you achieving that, whether it is a goal of I'm going to quit my job and be home with my kids, or whether it is I am confident. These are the things that I literally had to do in the beginning, because for so long I told myself I am shy. I am not good enough. I don't know what to say to people. So I started saying, okay, so if that's what I define myself as now, who do I want to become and how do I want to be? And so I got to rewrite my story. I didn't believe it 100%, but I literally on my bathroom mirror have affirmations and goals and dreams and what I'm working towards that I look at every single day. And so back in the beginning, it started with, I am confident. I am an inspiring leader. I am growing a successful business. I am so grateful to be home with my kids. I'm so excited to be earning an income by helping other people. And so I started creating and rewriting that story. And then you always have to remember this. Every single thought you think and every word you speak is going to bring you one step closer or one step further from where you want to be. And so we have to learn to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because the truth is we are our own worst enemy. And so when you find yourself thinking, I can't, ask yourself, is that true? I can't go live. Is that true? Well, no. Okay, well, why can't you, right? Let's talk about, maybe you think you can't, but why? Why do you think you cannot do that? And start thinking maybe why you can. But the biggest thing is just defining who you want to become and how you want to be, and just start small. You don't have to start by, I think one of the things is we think we have to know everything. And that is like, that crossed my mind in the beginning when I started this, because I had straight hair. I didn't do anything. I used like the best Pantene there was. Like I was plain Jane when it came to that, but I just simply started using products. And the coolest thing with this, unlike other things I've done, people will say, oh my gosh, your hair is so soft and shiny. They didn't tell me before, oh, you look like you lost 20 pounds, right? So just that fact, it can open up a conversation, you know what I mean? But just start by feeling that you're just you. You don't have to start knowing everything, but just start sharing. But the biggest thing is start by telling yourself that you can, and be aware of those thoughts that you're thinking, and write them down on paper of who you want to become and how you want people to see you. That really was transformational work. I still do that to this day, because even today I still get in my head. And before I got on here, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say to these people? I have no idea. So.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much. Brittany said she's good. You answered all her questions, and I think we are ready to do the draw. So Monty Lee, do you have everybody's name, or do you need a little more time?
I have everybody that's put their name in the chat. So unless there's someone that's missing, we are good to go.
Okay. Anybody missing? Is there anybody who's a guest who hasn't put their name in the chat yet? If you could do that. If you already have, then don't do it again, because we got you. It looks like we're good.
Yeah, I have a nice list, so it looks pretty good.
Okay.
I think we're probably good. I'll shuffle it up.
Yeah, Dita, I got your name. I gave it to Monty Lee.
Yeah, I have it. That's perfect. Yes, and thank you so much, Sunshine. That's just amazing. And it's so funny, because I was going to ask you, what do you think is probably the one most important thing to be successful? And I think you answered it. You obviously would. I assumed you were going towards mindset and just that belief in yourself. Okay, so we will do the draw.
Do you have for Carrie's name? Carrie Schroeder. Do you have her? She just dropped.
Let me double check. Nope. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. All right. So the berry scrub to start with, which we all love. I mean, how many people do you get asking you how your skin glows so much, right? It's the berry scrub. Can you read that, Patty? I don't know. I'll read it out. It is Brenda Bishop.
Yeah, I was muted. I was trying to talk.
You're like, yeah. Okay, awesome. So I've removed her name, and now it's the Thermal Protect.
Michaela.
Awesome. Congratulations, Michaela. So make sure that you talk to the person who invited you. Let them know so we can get your address so we can have those shipped out to you.
Awesome. Okay, Erin, do you have anything you want to add, or are you good for, you're good? I see you shaking your head, so.
No, it was a fantastic, she was amazing to listen to. I never heard her story before, so thank you, Sunshine.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I want to say thank you to Sunshine for sure. I absolutely love listening. We have the benefit of being able to listen to Sunshine fairly often when she's training, and her team is so blessed to have her, because she just fires me up when I get a chance to listen to her. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for coming. Make sure if you have any questions that you get back with the market partner who invited you, because they will be able to answer your questions. And don't hesitate, jump in, join us. It's the best time to start right now. Get ready for 2021. And we hope everybody has a great week. Thanks, Sunshine. Bye.